and the markets are going crazy. All right. I don't know if you just saw it, but the August job numbers just came in today. And when I used to work on Wall Street, this was the biggest day of the month. The first Friday of every month is when they publish the total number of non-farm jobs that were created in the previous month. Does that make sense? Kind of to everybody here? Now you're thinking, why do I care about this? Well, they do non-farm because farm jobs are cyclical based on the season. And it kind of tells you how hot the US economy is running. If there's tons of jobs created, then the market's going well. And they're probably going to, if anything, raise interest rates to cool the economy off. And so we expected 75,000 new jobs to be created, and it came in at a very, very low, only 22,000 jobs. What does that mean? The Fed rate cut is coming. All right. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And I want to share with you the screen right now on a website called Polymarket. How many people have heard of Polymarket before? It's one of these prediction websites, and it's got all sorts of things, right? You can predict who's going to win the New York City mayoral election. You can predict who's going to win the Super Bowl. You can predict all these crazy things. How many tweets that Elon's going to make in the next week. And up here, the Fed decision in September, there's now an 89% chance they're going to lower rates by 25 bips. There's a 10% chance they're going to lower rates by a full half a percentage point. This is crazy. And if you look at these markets here on screen where I have my mouse, look, up until, what is that? Just a couple of weeks ago, it was 50-50. And now, look, the market blew way out. This is exactly what we've been waiting for in crypto, because when the Fed cuts rates, it puts out all this cheap money in the world. What do people do with extra money they have? They spend it. That's the whole point. It's supposed to get the economy going. But what do crypto newbies do with new cash? Anybody here want to guess? They buy crypto with it, right? And that pushes all of our prices up, especially the smaller coins. And that's what brings in something called altcoin season, when not just your Bitcoin and your Ethereum and your Cardano and your Solana go up, but I'm talking about all of the smaller coins. And that's where we have millions and millions and actually tens of millions of dollars invested. And so a lot of our members are set up to make millions, tens of millions, and a couple of hundreds of millions of dollars as this happens over the next 60 days. So it's an exciting day in crypto. This decision is going to happen on September 17th. That's 12 days from now. And now it's pretty much locked in, right? Mark, you probably agree with me, right? Mark, you've been watching this. Mark's a graduate here of our Crypto and DeFi Academy. And this is a number we've been keeping an eye on. Now, Trump has called Chairman Powell too late Powell, and he makes fun of him all the time. And again, I started watching the Fed in 1993 when I was 22 years old and I was in New York City. I never saw a president make fun of the Federal Reserve Chairman, okay, since I've been alive. But of course, Trump is not your normal kind of president. So he makes up nicknames for him, and he calls him too late Powell, and he says all this stuff. And now it looks like he's finally going to lower rates. And that means that asset values are going to go up. That means all the money you have in your savings account is going to become worthless, but hopefully you already knew that. That means all of your silly investments and things like mutual funds will, of course, be worthless. And of course, you want to own real assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe real estate, but gold. And again, one of the great ways we know that this is happening is the price of gold. And I'll look one more thing. I have a few charts that I look at here. Don't mind these. This is called Bitcoin dominance. This is actually Ethereum dominance. And this is the altcoin index dominance. But what I really want to show you is gold. Gold here just hit an all-time high. And you can see here for gold, it's almost at 3,600 bucks. This is an all-time high in the history of man, okay? What is gold telling us? Gold is telling us that it doesn't believe the dollar's worth anything anymore, okay? I'm not even sharing that to you. Sorry about it. Hold on a second. I didn't even share my screen. Hold on. This is Trading View, and this is gold. Can everyone see the price of gold here on the screen, right? And it just hit 3,600 bucks here, and it's an all-time high, the highest price of gold in the history of mankind. Now, why is it high? It's high because people don't believe holding dollars is a smart thing to do. They don't trust their governments, and they think they're going to print and print and print more money until they bankrupt the whole system. So what are they owning? Gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto. And so, folks, this should be your wake-up call right now. You want to get your money out of your savings account. You want to get your money out of bonds. You want to get your money out of mutual funds. and also go ahead and start putting your money in digital assets. Is everybody with me here? Yeah, D, you with me? Everybody, Nils, you work. I think a lot of you know that. So that's the plan. And we want to talk about what we're doing here today, where we're putting our money, and some of the deals that we're working on right now, because it's an exciting time and it's time to really get invested in crypto. And so let's jump into it. I'm going to talk about this presentation. And boom, there you go. What you see probably here is two good looking guys who love crypto. Raise your hand if you can see these guys. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Boom. And so the big headline is that Bitcoin is braced for this Trump September shot, right? Now we've seen this sudden plunge in prices of Ethereum, XRP, etc. But that is all setting up what's going to happen on September 17th when this rate cuts. When this rate cuts, we accept all of these assets to blow up. And today I'm going to talk about what's happening behind the scenes, what the Trump family is doing, because the whole family is getting rich, and how we're making money really along the same lines that they are. Honestly, I think they kind of copied our strategy, and I don't mind it. They say it's the sincerest form of flattery, right, D, when someone copies you. And so God bless Donald, Eric, and Donald Jr. They probably were watching my videos a few years ago, and they said, I like that Brian Rose guy. I think we're going to do what he's doing. And so they did more crypto and less real estate. And look at him now. Eric Trump himself just became a billionaire without daddy's money. Eric Trump did it on his own. And there's going to be more of that coming. And it shows you that this is the place to be. Folks, before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you want that, go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. This is going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. It's an amazing document, a 19-page PDF. And if you're watching this later or remotely, you can go to londonreal.tv/download. But since all of you bothered to show up here at londonreal.tv/Zoom, I'm going to give you this thing in real time on your chats. So can everyone go to your Zoom chat? I'm about to send you this document. Whoever replies yes to me the fastest is going to get a special prize. How do you like that, Martini? Right? Let's just see if we can find it here. Okay, hold on a second. I got to find this document myself. And this is this 19-page document. Please read it after the course is over. 3, 2, 1, boom. If you got that on your chat here, if you could reply yes and tell me what's going on there, that would be amazing. All right. And so tell me, did everybody get that? Mark, did you get it? D, did you get it? Don't give me thumbs up. Send me a yes, Malik. Send me a yes, man. Send me a little love. Is that you might have to click my picture of me in that red suit on the thing, and then you should be able to, there we go. Desiree. And maybe got a little help from D there, but that's okay. The assist. That's all right. That's all right. You guys both get the prize. Okay. I'll give you that at the end. Okay, good. Malik did that as well. Thank you. And Nils as well. And a bunch of people too. So fantastic. Great to have everybody here. And let's just jump back into everything. Again, if you can, watch that at the very end, because I'm going to try to keep you super busy until then with what's kind of going on. All right. So let's get into it. Also, I want to give you this free video, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. It's a video I'm going to share with you at the end. Just stay until the end, and I'll give you the link for that. And then you can really enjoy that presentation. All right, folks, this is how we're making all of our money behind the scenes. I'm going to give you all of my secrets today. What the heck, right? It's only money. And we're doing it all via pre-sale tokens. And of course, you can ask some of the members here, because Mark on the call, I think, has done an investment. I think D, of course, has done a few investments. And we got some people here from our academies and our various courses. And the way we found that we can consistently make money in this marketplace is through what we call pre-sale tokens. This is a practice of secretly buying tokens from a CEO before the tokens are ever offered to the public, before anybody on Coinbase or Kraken or Binance or Crypto.com can ever buy the tokens. Then when it gets listed on an exchange, there's usually millions of new buyers, and very often the price goes up, sometimes up dramatically. And that's how we've been making all of our money. I'm going to show you some examples shortly. And this is a great example of a pre-sale token that most people have no idea they could have bought for pennies on the dollar. Who here has ever heard of Solana before? Hold your hands up. Anybody? Nils, you look pretty smart. Malik, of course, Mark knows it as well. John, you probably look like you know what Solana is. Well, look, right now Solana trades at about $200 a token, but did you know you could have bought these things for 4 pennies each as a pre-sale token? 4 pennies. And if you had put $1,000 into that trade, you would be worth $5 million today. That's real money, folks. Now, who here could use an extra 5 million bucks? Anybody? Raise your hand. Yeah, Nils is like, no, Brian, I don't, you know, we got socialized everything here in Sweden. We don't need your money. That's okay. Mark's like, I'll take that. One Bugatti, one more Bugatti for Mark. But look, 5 million bucks is real money. And I'm not saying it's going to buy you happiness, but it might give you the breathing room you need to go find out what your purpose is in this life. And that's really why we want to get you wealthy. Folks, this is a deal we did recently, and this is one of our pre-sale token deals. Can everyone see that blue circle here on the screen right about midway? That's how much we invested, $200,000. This is actually a copy of the legal agreement we signed called the SAFT agreement. Can everyone see that red circle that's kind of a little bit lower down, right? That's the price we paid per token, which is 1.25 pennies each token. So we bought these cheaper than you could have bought Solana when you could have made 5 million bucks in one trade. Well, what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made a $4 million profit for our members because that token was up 20x on the launch. Now you can see the power of pre-sale tokens. We buy it for pennies. It gets launched on an exchange. It spiked up 20 times higher than the price, right? Now, the company is called Skillful AI. It's artificial intelligence on the blockchain. This is the CEO here named Zoltan. And here he is at London Real Studios with his very own episode on the show. And this is one of the perks of the companies we invest in. They get all of our media exposure via an investment. Now, after the show, Zoltan said, Brian, this is going to 100x. You're going to be worth 20 million on this one deal alone. And I said, great, we're going to hold these tokens. And then he said something strange. He said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. I want to get access to these deals as well. And I said, wow, I never saw that coming. I said, surely you see better deals than I do. He said, no, Brian, you have a massive media platform. You get tokens cheaper than me. You get tokens faster than I ever could have. And you get deals that I never get access to. And I said, okay, well, there's only one way to join. You got to book a call with Martini, and she doesn't do discounts. So no matter how many pictures you have of me behind the scenes, you know, she's kind of immune to that. She's from Vegas. She's seen all the celebrity nonsense. So book a call with her and good luck. And 2 weeks later, he joined the club. And so now when you come on our Zoom calls on a Monday or a Thursday night, you'll see CEOs of some of the biggest AI and blockchain companies alongside of normal people, London Reelers around the world, all working together to create millions and tens of millions of dollars for themselves and their families to really change their life forever. And so honestly, I think this is probably one of the greatest testimonials is having one of those people in our club. Does everyone like that story? Right? It's a really cool story. His name is Zoltan. You can hang out with him in the club. Folks, this is another deal we did. It was up 20x in 20 days, made us a $5 million profit. It's called Shrapnel. It's actually a game, like a video game on the blockchain. They have really cool stuff. And this is the CEO here, Mark Long, who flew from Seattle to be on the show. This is the Mochaverse project. We love this one. It was up 20x on the launch, 20x. That's a big increase. And here's the chairman named Yatsu. He's a good friend of mine. And he runs a massive company called Animoca Brands. He's a billionaire himself. And we've done about 7 or 8 deals with him. I think he's the future Elon Musk, to be honest. And we made our people a lot of money on this one. This is Story Protocol. It's up 22x. Actually, it's up 25x now, Martini. I got to revise that because the token's been going crazy. I was out last Saturday and I was checking it out on my phone, and the token went from $6.75 to $7 to $8 to $8.50 to $8.60 at an all-time high on a Saturday afternoon. I was like, this is crazy. And so a lot of our people are making a lot of money. I think one of the reasons this has been so successful is because we invested alongside probably the biggest venture capital company in the world called Andreessen Horowitz. Folks, this was our first meme coin, and it was called Cats. It was up 14x on the launch. And one of our members, Christina, she put in 30 grand, her and her mom, and she woke up to a $420,000 profit. She was like, Brian, my phone's broken. This can't be right. And we were like, it's right. And that's real money, and that's yours. Now, look, I'm not saying that's enough to retire on, but it's not a bad Wednesday morning. Does everyone agree here? Right? You could wake up with that in your wallet on a Wednesday morning. And yeah, it just goes to show you the power of some of these deals. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in called 1RT. Here's the trader named Dan Tapiero alongside me. And this guy's the greatest trader in the world. And his fund, the one we invested in, is going to be the greatest performing fund in the world next quarter. That's not just in crypto, not just in stocks, in any asset class out there. We put $1 million into this sucker. It's already up 4x. It's going higher. And we're about to put another $1 million into his next fund. And Dan's a personal friend of mine. And I actually got a call with him next week, Martini, to get him set up. Martini's in this deal, of course. And we're just making a lot of money. Folks, I want to show you some of the latest deals we're working on. And this is going to show you the exact protocols we're investing in that are making us all the money. What you're going to see here is the format where CEOs pitch us their deals. And this happens on a Monday and a Thursday every single week. We don't take days off. And you can come to the next one if you'd like. Just send Martini a direct message right here and she'll get you in. What you see here is it's like Shark Tank for crypto, but we do it much better. And if you come, you'll see the CEO comes on, they pitch the club. If we like the deal, everybody votes and everybody gets invested and everybody makes money. And it's a really unique format. It's a great way to learn. And if you've never invested in a deal before, you'd be surprised how quickly you really understand what's going on here. Now, I'm going to debut a deal here, Martini, that I don't even think I've actually shown yet. And it's a company called Singularity. It specializes in something called dark pools. This company is hot. We've actually actually, I haven't even started funding this deal yet. It's going to go so fast. This is Singularity.
I think these guys really crushed it.
It's an amazing project.
The fact that CZ reached out recently tells you it's important.
Everybody's going to want to be in on it.
So what's Singularity? In short, it's an on-chain dark pool privacy infrastructure. We are very institutional focused because who wants privacy, right? Those who do large transactions, they don't want their wallets to be tracked. People generally track wallets and track transactions if they think that you, the user, know something more than them. And typically it's the institution who may have a bit more advantage information. I was very active in DeFi. And one of the things that I found weird was everyone could see my transactions online. You've traded token A for token B at X price. But here, going through our contracts, there's no details of your transaction, and that's the key. It protects you from front-running methods like sandwich attacks, MEV bots. They're common ways for others to try and make money from your orders before your orders are firm. And the market size, it is huge. It's 1.1 trillion, and there's no active player in the dark pool space yet.
2 thumbs up if you are interested. So Tommy and D, that's 4 thumbs from that household. Zone's got 2, Melody's got 2, Paul's got 2, Trevor's got 2, Camille's got 2, Christopher is in, Todd is in, Petia is in, Eric's in, Michael's in, Mark Fay is in, Adam's in. I think that's pretty much 100%, folks.
Great technology. I don't know if you all noticed, but it's the last 200K of their raise. So they've already got their money.
What she's solving and focused on, or the company is focused on, provides a lot of value.
I like the idea. These guys are very focused on what they're doing.
I think this could be a great trade for us. Oh yeah, what do we think of that? It's pretty cool, right? These are called dark pools. It's super important. People that want to move billions of dollars through crypto, right now you can see it all on chain. That's no good. You want to do it quietly. Also, we see all these major companies getting into the stablecoin business. What happens when Google has to make $1 billion stablecoin payment? They're going to want to keep that quiet. Right now you can track it on chain. This is CZ from Binance, who's worth a couple $100 billion, is asking them about it. And I think they could be acquired by a JP Morgan or a BlackRock in the future. We're getting in on this deal now, and we really love it. The next deal we're talking about is called Synergetics. A lot of you know you're going to be using AI agents in the future, but the real future is when you have a swarm of AI agents, almost like 5 or 10 different AI agents all working together to run your business, maybe run your family, maybe run your entire health protocol. And we've got an MIT Sloan professor who's got a patent on something called A2A technology. That's agent-to-agent AI protocols. We love this guy. We're getting in an incredible deal. They're already talking to Google and Google Ventures and all sorts of other people. It's called Synergetics. This thing is almost funded, but there's a little bit left. And we really love this deal. Check it out.
I think it's really incredible.
Great presentation. The guy definitely knew what he was talking about.
This is their multi-billion-dollar unicorn legacy play.
I have a track record of actually delivering on startups. That's just me. This is me in the Agentic AI working group at MIT. We got written up in Forbes and MSN organically. And then we were also highlighted by NVIDIA at the Microsoft conference. And we have partnerships with Google, Plug and Play, Guidewire, and so on. So we are sort of like the creme de la creme of the people on this decentralized AI. We are a company that's powering the agent economy. Avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and embedded systems. So the market for this is roughly $70 billion, and we believe that we can take a market share of about $7 billion out of this. We have actually deployed agents in the field. We are currently generating revenues. This year we plan to crack low 7 digits.
Show me some thumbs here, please, everybody on the call. So Camille likes it, Christopher Molson likes it, Petia likes it, Daniel Walker likes it. We got Jacqueline Capstead with 2 thumbs up, 2 up from Paul, 2 up from Henry Shiner.
I think this can be a real success. I do see the differentiators with the many other agentic plays I've seen.
He really knows his stuff, his experience. I think it's really incredible.
I'm actually working for a financial institution, and we're currently implementing a lot of the AI agents that he's talking about.
You don't teach at MIT Sloan unless you're somebody that's up there. And he's had successful exits for large amounts of money.
We're investing in an expert in his field, and he is at the top of his level.
All right, what do we think of that? Pretty cool as well, right? I actually got a couple more deals, but I'll save those for another time. But we are getting invested now because we know in the next 60 days, it's going to be altcoin season. All of these markets are going to go parabolic, the banana zone to the moon, however you call it. And price action is going to get really, really crazy. And so look, that's how we're making all the money behind the scenes. The time really is now. And so I'm trying to implore everybody just to get into these deals. Folks, a lot of people have asked us, how does London Real pick so many winners? And we thought about it long and hard and thought, how are we getting big win after win, 10x, 20x, 22x, 30x? How is this possible? And we concluded that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. A lot of people don't know, but we've been doing this for coming on 4.5 years. That's a long time in crypto world. And we built ourselves a reputation, a deal pipeline, and we really are good at this. And what we've managed to do is give access to our London Real family, people all around the world that have been following us for years, to life-changing wealth. And it's probably one of the greatest contributions we're ever going to make to our community. Folks, look, a lot of you have felt like Drake here on the top, right? You've been tried to invest in crypto on your own and you've gotten frustrated or you've lost money. Raise your hand if you've lost money in crypto here. Come on, be honest. Keep your hands down if you're lying to me. Oh, man, Luca. Oh, man, that's all right. It's okay. And look, we've all lost money in crypto. It's tricky out there because you get into this market, you don't know what to buy. You go on Twitter or X and you follow the advice of somebody with a fake name and a fake picture, and they're giving you some fake token. And all of a sudden you lose money and you think, this is not for me. And that's a big mistake because crypto is for everybody. Crypto is for the next level of the world. And so there's another way. You can come alongside of us. We got 150 members. We've been doing this for 4.5 years. We're going to be here for the next 20, 30 years, making a boatload of money, changing the world forever, making lifelong friends. We've got the solution. And it's called the Investment Club. Folks, for a lot of you, you've probably struggled with money at some point in your life. Raise your hand if you've ever been stressed out about money. God, Lord knows I have, right? Till I was 30, American Express had a hitman looking for me. I couldn't seem to save any money, even though I was making a lot. I still was just broke as a joke. And it really was a terrible time in my life, and I don't want to go back there. The Investment Club is our solution to any of you who've ever struggled to generate wealth. The problem is you were never taught anything about money. And you were programmed in the matrix, which told you to save your money in the bank and hope that your government or your corporation is going to take care of you via a pension or Social Security. Well, we all know that's not true, but you've never been given the tools to show you how to break out of that matrix and really create money. And that's why we created this program, because we know that with our knowledge and our mentorship and our deal flow, we can give you that generational wealth that'll allow you the time to really step back and figure out what you want to do with your life. Find that purpose. And it all starts with the Investment Club. So look, I'll talk more about this later, but I just want to let you know that we've got you covered. If this is something you struggle with, if you do want to learn more about it, book a call with Martini now. She put the links in the chat. Click on the link and book a call with her, right? She's spoken to thousands of people. She's heard everyone's story and she can find out if this is a right fit for you. Of course, we like to respect her time because she's crazy busy these days because a lot of people want to join this club, especially at the tip of the bull market. But if you really want to join this, then book a call with her now and have that conversation. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto and DeFi academy, and we've been teaching this since 2021. It's really incredible, and it really shows you everything you need to prepare yourself to make those millions of dollars in crypto. We've actually just discounted it by 60%, and it's 4 weeks, 4 modules, and it's invitation only. And of course, it includes 8 hours of live calls with me. You got access to our online e-learning platform with all of our videos and modules. You get my triple tiered accountability system, so you have to show up and do the work. You got dedicated coaches and team leaders, and you got a private group for posting assignments. In module 1, we do the history of Bitcoin. You read the Bitcoin white paper. You learn about Ethereum, stablecoins, the DeFi summer, everything. In module 2, we get really busy. We buy our Bitcoin, our Ethereum. We set up Coinbase and Kraken. We get hot wallets. We get cold wallets. We also do your very first decentralized finance trade, which is incredible. Module 3, we go deep into DeFi. And module 4, we show you how to trade that portfolio and start making the big money. Again, it's discounted to a $999 price. It's a steal. I've graduated thousands of people. Don't think, pull the trigger and join. You're pre-approved on this right now at londonreal.tv/buy. And if you act today, I can still get you in on the current course. I'll put you right in the groups. I'll get you the bonuses and even get you access to one of our deals. And of course, just as a final thank you, I want to give you a copy of our 8-step trading checklist. I share this with all the members of the group. You can have a screenshot of this, but if you go through every one of these checklists before you buy your next crypto token, you're going to save a lot of money. Folks, here's the big news is that Bitcoin is braced for this massive September shock after this sudden plunge has sparked this Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and all sorts of types of crypto, these crash fears. All right. Now, what is this all about? Well, you can see here, as I was talking about earlier, we're expecting on the September 17th Fed meeting for there to be a cut of 25 basis points. That's Wall Street talk for 0.25%, right? So it'll take it from like 5% to 4.75. Doesn't sound like much, but that pumps, tens of billions of dollars into the economy. All right. But any deviation from that could cause a violent repricing. And so the market is still thinking to themselves, okay, we believe it's going to happen, but we don't believe it until we see it. And so the market is experiencing all sorts of price movements. And we actually got really used to this on Wall Street. We call it buy the number, sell the fact. And sometimes the news comes out and it looks very positive and the market sells off. And it's because the market had already priced in that news. And this is something we teach inside our academies and something we get really used to around here. Of course, we know that the Trump family just announced a deal to buy $1.5 billion of their new token that debuted called World Liberty Financial. This is going to be in a vehicle called Alt 5 Sigma that's now traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And of course, now people are calling for $150,000 Bitcoin, which isn't that far from where it is right now. We could easily see that by October. And of course, now people are calling for a $10,000 Ethereum. It's traded up to almost $5,000. And there's even people out there calling for $60,000, $70,000 Ethereum, which would be crazy. And of course, Standard Chartered Bank is calling for $500,000 Bitcoin, which is actually pretty incredible, but not too far off. And normal people like Eric Trump are now calling for $1 million Bitcoin. And now we believe that there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's heading straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. The time to get invested is now. Now, of course, I ran to be mayor of London on a pro-crypto and pro-freedom of speech platform. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain. And of course, I wanted to give £100 in the London token to every man, woman, and child in the city. Of course, they weren't ready for me yet. So I'm just going to make all of you rich instead. Does that sound good, Nils? Malik, is that good for you? Okay, might as well, right? Might as well. And that's why I spend 6 months of the year in Dubai. And here's our studio there in the Emirates. I'm sitting down here with Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, a good friend of mine, and he runs the Dubai Blockchain Center and the AI Center, one of the most plugged in guys in crypto. Here's me with Uni Wong. She's huge crypto influencer, big in the meme coins. Here I am with Carl Moon. Carl was a grocery store clerk a few years ago in Sweden, and now he's a crypto billionaire. Just turned 31 today, actually. He's a good friend of mine. And so when I hear all of you give me your excuses about why you can't join crypto right now, I say, really? Are you working in a grocery store? I don't think you are. So don't tell me you can't do this. Because people with less education than you, less money with you, less everything than you have gone ahead and done it. So all it takes is you to fearlessly make a decision and move forward. This is Chris Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a crypto billionaire. All right. He's got one of the biggest accounts on Twitter right now. And so what is your excuse? It's just fear that's stopping you from moving forward. Folks, you're not going to get many more chances like this. I believe this is the last chance to get into crypto in a big way as an individual investor. Now, if you want, you can wait another 5 years, or you can wait another 25 years for the next big thing. The one before this was the dot-com boom, which I assume all of you missed. Are you going to miss this one too? Are you going to be on the sideline yet again, watching all these people around you get wealthy while you just sit and second guess yourself? This is an incredible opportunity. If you don't take advantage of this, shame on you. And your family will probably not ever live the day to forget it, because your job, I think, is to make the difficult decisions so you can provide for those people around you that really need you to pull the trigger. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you that because we know everything that's going on in this ecosystem. We know what's hot, what's not. We know the exchanges, the ecosystems, the blockchains, and we're really good at this. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This has never been done before in history. No one's ever taken a massive media company like London Real, 14 years, 1 billion views, 5 million subscribers, and combined it with a venture capital company with $25 million. You put these two together, magic happens. Magic looks like this, folks. This is our portfolio. Amazing. What you see here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 investments, each one of these companies with the potential to become a $5 billion protocol, making every single one of the members of my club absolutely filthy rich. And that's my plan. And now we just passed a major milestone. We've invested over $22 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. Folks, we're bigger than most funds in the blockchain space. And we started off as a broadcaster, and we're just getting warmed up. One of the reasons we win is because we invest alongside the big money, right? Names you probably heard about, like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, Andreessen Horowitz, ARK Invest, even Warner Brothers Music. And of course, recently we were given a big award and voted the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And I was really excited to accept this in Singapore on behalf of all of the members of our club. And of course, a lot of you know, I recently got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit when I was in Dubai for our incredible investing returns. I was really happy to get this. And of course, if you're in the crypto community, you know that London Real always represents, even when we got to lace up our gloves and teach these young punk kids some manners, Martini. These little crypto influencers, you know, sometimes they just, you know, they say the wrong thing to the wrong people. And we got to get in there and whoop a little butt. And so the rematch is happening October 1st in Singapore. And there's a rumor that Martini's jumping in there as well. So stay tuned and get your tickets now. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people want to live their life that way? Come on, folks. Show me some love. Malik's in. Nils, I hope I can twist your arm in. If your hands aren't up, you might as well get off my call. I don't need your depressive vibes. We want people that believe they can change the world. All right. We've done that before with our broadcasting platform and the London Real Army, and we're going to do it again here. And so if you want to come in for the big win, if you don't want to cower in the face of AI and oppressive governments, and instead you want to fight back and win, well, that's what we're doing here. And it all comes down to our mission statement. We're here to create a mass-scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. Folks, we want to give you the power back to take control of your life and really provide for those around you. Now, of course, a lot of you know for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these two crazy fellas in my life. This is Caden, who's 9, who actually he made an appearance last night on the live call, didn't he, Martini? Came in, gave his crypto predictions for the future. And this is Damon in the middle, just turned 8 years old. They both own Bitcoin and Ethereum. And honestly, folks, one of my major jobs here is to provide for these boys. Now, I don't know, does anybody here have people that you're looking out for, that you have to provide for, maybe a family in the future You have to. And let's be honest, your parents aren't getting any younger either. The truth is that a lot of people depend on you to protect and provide. And if you think you're going to be able to do that in the current financial system with your current behavior, I think you're kidding yourself. There's only one way to do that, and that's to break out of the matrix, to get involved in digital assets, and do it because these people in your life are worth it. Now, I don't know about you, but 10 years from now, I'm not going to give these people excuses. When they say, Papa, where's our Bitcoin? I'm not going to say, I was too busy. I didn't have enough money, blah, 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 blah. I am here to protect and provide, and I honestly recommend that you do the same. My job every day is to take risk so I can provide for those around me. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He thinks that Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. He owns $75 billion of Bitcoin. Incredible. He's actually buying another 40 billion as we speak. And he believes that each coin is going to $13 million. He thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. And, you know, a lot of our students say, Brian, how can I get more info about crypto? How do I learn more about what's going on? And I always tell them, you know what? Just listen to the OGs in the space, right? Listen to the people that got us here. That's how you learn. Don't listen to all the latest silly things on the news. And so Michael's been on the show twice, and I recommend you listen to what he told me.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out-of-the-blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff, and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, we like Michael Saylor. You feeling those wise words? Good. Michael's really legendary. He's been on the show twice, and I always think people should listen to him because he really gets you to expand your mind on what digital assets are all about. My takeaways from Michael are this. Number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It's not just money. It's like walking around with a pocket full of energy. It's not powerful. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto transcends money. It's the strongest form of money that you've ever experienced in your life. Folks, 2025 is the year of crypto. You've already missed most of it. You're going to miss the whole thing unless you get off of it and pull the trigger and get involved. I would not say this so strongly if I didn't think you were running out of time. And every day you're not invested in these markets is a day you've lost. And all of those around you have lost as well. There will be no do-overs. There will be no repeats of this. And we think you're down to weeks and months left before you miss this opportunity. But you can still get in now. So where and how do we invest? Well, number one, you've got to find the hottest trend. And I'll share with you our investment thesis shortly. But there's one thing you need that you will never, ever, ever find on your own, not in a million years. And that is deal flow. I'm talking about the best of the best deals. The top 1/10 of 1% of deals are the ones that we get that make us 20x, 30x, 40x. The stuff that you're going to find at your local conference in your WhatsApp group or on X are going to lose all of your money. I'm not talking about the 10K you decided to allocate towards crypto. It's going to lose your entire savings, your house, and everything. And I've seen it happen. So be very, very, very careful what you do out there, because it's a dangerous space. And that's why I spent the last 4 or 5 years traveling the world, building the relationships that will source the deals that will make you millions of dollars. And here I am in my first tour to do Dubai. On the left, hanging out with my influencer friends, Carl and Chris. I'm meeting with big members of government, famous VCs, and of course, big influencers. From here, I took a flight to Paris, sat down for a private dinner with some of the biggest VCs on the planet, some of the hottest crypto projects. Of course, I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more VCs, more influencers. Then I'm back to London. I had to sit down with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, attend the Token 2049 conference, more VCs, more influencers. Then I'm off to Austin, Texas. Here, I got to hang out with some famous people like William Shatner of Star Trek and my good friend Alex Jones, more influencers, more VCs. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see me with 14 members of my investment club. Can everybody see those crazy people hooting and hollering down there? Malik, you see them? Why are they acting so crazy, those people, huh? It's because we're making so much money, right? We just love it. We're having a great time, changing the world, making lifelong friends. It's crazy when you get us together. More pictures to follow. From here, I flew to Singapore, which is where I will be in 4 weeks' time, actually. And here I'm changing suits. It seems every couple hours I go from white to orange to red to pinstripe. What's wrong with me, Malik? What's wrong with me, Mark? What's wrong with me, Nils? Yeah, my mama just didn't give me enough attention, some say. I don't know, maybe. And so I'm out there just making an impression so people know who we are. Because the more attention we get, the more deals we get, the more deals we get, more money we make, and the richer I can make my members. And always look forward to going out to Asia. From there, I went to Toronto, where, again, hanging out with the big players, the influencers. And of course, on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see me with about 35 members of our investment club. They get crazier every year. They're even trying to wear crazier suits than me, these investment club members. And our next meeting is Miami next year. It's going to be a hoot. And of course, I always make my way back to Dubai, premiering films, interviewing people on stage, and of course, hanging out with people like CZ from Binance in the middle. He's a legend. And folks, this is what I do. I build relationships the old-fashioned way to bring you deals that will make you life-changing money. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, it's about deal flow. And this is a snapshot of the number of deals we'll see every single week. We're going to choose 2 or 3 or 4 to show you on those calls Monday or a Thursday. You're going to learn, you're going to invest, and you're going to make millions of dollars. But you've got to also understand the financial tools. And quite frankly, none of you do. And that's why you're probably sitting on the line, on the sideline, probably still struggling with money, probably lost money in crypto, and you're going to stay that way for the next 5 years unless you do something different. So start learning now. But first, you've got to have the right investment thesis. And we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments, it's the hottest opportunity out there. Why? Number 1, you buy at super low valuations. 2, you see the biggest gains possible. 3, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And what am I talking about? You know it, pre-sale tokens. Nobody's teaching this. Nobody is giving access to these deals, but our members are making a killing behind the scenes. Now, how many of you have heard of Solana? Just raise your hands again before. I wanted to walk you through the details here because as you can see from this red circle here, on April 5th, 2018, you could have bought these tokens for, you see the blue circle there? 4 pennies each. This is all on the blockchain. It's public information, but very hard to find because Coinbase doesn't want you to see this. Why would you pay $200 for a token when you could have bought it for 4 pennies? And what happened? Well, you know what happened, Nils. If you would have put $1,000 on this deal, you would have made $5 million. That would change a lot of your lives here. Yeah, $5 million, right? Now, look, I don't know what you would do with that money. It's none of my business. But for me, money equals freedom. Now, who here wants more freedom in their life? Anybody here? Hands always go up on that, right, Martini? Everybody does. And that's what we're here to do. Money's not evil. Money's not bad. Money gets you more freedom. And that's what we want to do. Now, raise your hand if you bought Solana for 4 pennies each. Anybody get in on this deal? Luca, Serge. Luca, I saw your face earlier. I want to see your face again. Not a single person. Why? Why? I'll tell you why, because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a contact that specialized. Thank you, Luca. You're looking great. That specialized in tokens, in pre-sale tokens. All right. You didn't know someone like me. And so you couldn't get access to this deal. But what if you did know someone like me? Who here would have loved to get a text message on that morning saying, hey, here's a link to buy Solana? Anybody would have wanted that? Nils is like, nah, Brian, more money, more problems, right? Okay. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, right? Everybody would have wanted that. And look, for folks, that's not a hypothetical situation. This is what I do every single day. I send out a text message to my group. By the way, this is our group in the on Telegram. This is our investment club group. You can see it. And there you see there at the link, there's a link you click on with the latest deal. You click on it, and within 30 seconds, you can make your investment. Every single day, you'll get a text message with me with one of the hottest deals on the planet. Now, look, you can choose if you want to invest in it. You know, Luca, I don't invest your money. I think that's an insult. My job is to educate you so you can become a great investor and you make the decisions, right? And I just want to give you that option, just to click on that link and be able to change your life forever with one investment. And it reminds me a lot of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where the main character named Gordon Gekko said, the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Now think about this, folks. He didn't say it was a stock or a bond or even a token, because Gekko knew the right information at the right time can make you billions of dollars. How many people agree with what Gordon said, right? It's information. Mark knows what's up. And that's my job, folks, to get you that perfect information at the perfect time to where you can go in and make a killing on that one deal, 2 deals, 10 deals, 20 deals, however many you want. Folks, how do you create generational wealth? You have to pull the trigger, and none of you are doing that right now because you've never done a pre-sale investment. It scares you. And you're going to watch this whole market go by, right? You're going to watch all these opportunities go by, and you're going to sit there and do nothing. And it reminds me of a video one of my mentors used to play to a group of us to show us how we were sitting there watching all these incredible opportunities go by. And he used it as a metaphor because he just wanted us to see how we look to the outside world. Here we were, all really hungry, all with a bunch of people that we had to feed back home, and with these beautiful, tasty morsels going right in front of us like this lion. And yet we couldn't get off of our butts to take a bite. No, not that one. No, I'm too busy. No, I can't afford it. No, I just got a job. No, my kids are grabbing me crazy. Yeah, I really want wealth, but now it's not the right time. And then someone else comes in and says, I'll take one of those. 40X, yum. Easy. How hard was that? Right? That was easy. What's the difference between those two lines? Nothing. They're both hungry. One of them just said, to heck with this. I'm going to buy it. That's all it takes. And so I'd say for a lot of you, think about that. Think about that when you're here, because the difference between you and the lion that takes the bite, it's just a simple decision. And when you make that decision, you get this: access to the hottest deals on the planet. Like I said, each one of these has the potential to become a $5 billion protocol, making all of my members stupidly, ridiculously, filthy rich. And that's my goal for the next few years. And it's all because of London Real Ventures, folks. Without this, I could not offer you these opportunities. Without this media platform, without this venture investing platform, none of this would happen. But because of this, average people like you and me can get access to these deals for as little as $5,000 each. Normally, you'd need $1 billion fund. And I can do this because of what I call my quadruple threat. Number one is production. The CEO flies to London, sit down in my studio, 2-hour, 6-camera, high-definition interview. Number two, distribution. We send that beautiful piece of video to 5 million potential customers. Number three, connection. I connect them to the Yatsus and the Dan Tapieros and all the big players in the world. And number four, expansion. I write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, they cannot say no to this, Luca. Not a single CEO in the world can say no to this. And that's how I get you their deals, the hottest ones on the planet. Folks, there's one last piece, and I think this is important, but some of you aren't going to want to hear it. So if you're easily offended, please leave the call. You got to surround yourself with the best. You have to surround yourself with the best. How many people agree with this statement? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Mark, you know what's up. Luca knows what's up, Nils. And as one of my mentors used to say to me, who you hanging out with, Brian? Losers. That's why you're getting loser results. That's what he used to say to me. Now, maybe he was being harsh, but he was right. You know, I was hanging out with maybe a toxic family member or a friend from high school that still acts like they're in high school. Has anybody got one of those in their lives, right? And yet you expect to get to the next level. How are you going to do that? You have to get around high performance people, but they don't want to hang out with you because they're trying to hang out with high performance people. You're stuck in this conundrum. What do you do? And it made me realize that the first 10 years of my life, I somehow stumbled into this idea of getting around a better peer group. Now, here's Brian on the left, 16 years old in San Diego, California, making $6 an hour. And I'd still be there making $6 an hour unless I found a way to get out of my comfort zone, something all of you are in right now, and you want to stay the rest of your life. I got good grades and I got into MIT. I flew across the country to Boston, and here I am graduating in 1993 on the top picture. Now I'm with the smartest people in the world. Is that an upgrade in peer group, Luca, would you say? Probably. Okay, that's good, but I'm still broke. That's not good. So I took those grades and I got a job on Wall Street. There I am on the right, on the trading floor of Bankers Trust Plaza, 33rd floor, Liberty Plaza. And now I'm surrounded by a bunch of savages, right? About 300 male and female traders, each making between $9 and $12 million a year. And they will eat you alive if you get in the way of their money, trust me. But they also taught me how to make a lot of money, and they toughened me up. And about 4 years later, I was making millions of dollars a year. Folks, the only way this happens is when you get around a more proficient group of people in your life. And it's not going to happen where you are today. Now, Luca, let me ask you a question. What if you told your friends after this call when you were out tonight, you said, hey guys, I'm going to make 10 million bucks with Brian Rose of London Real in crypto this year? What are they going to say, Luca? Are they going to say, yeah, you got this, Luca? Are they going to laugh? They're going to be like, come on, man, 10 million bucks. Crypto, not the crypto again, Luca. You've been talking about that since 21. And look at your portfolio, right? Unfortunately, most of our friends and family, they don't support us 100%, right? They just don't. And unfortunately, that's not true. They say that they want you to be successful as long as you're not more successful than they are. And unfortunately, a lot of those people sometimes just don't really want us to get to the next level. Maybe they worry about us not wanting to hang out with them afterwards. I don't know what it is. And that's why I created my investment club. So you could hang out with people like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She worked for Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. She's one of the founding members of my club. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Now, Luca, let me ask you a question. What do you think Marianne would say if you tell her you want to make 10 million bucks in crypto this year? What's she going to say? She's going to say, Luca, baby, $10 million. That's it. Let's make $100 million, right? Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. That's Marianne Bartels, all right? That's what she's made of. Now, who wants to hang out with people like that in their lives, right? I mean, that is literally priceless. Priceless. These are the people that are going to push you to be the best version of yourself. Now, let's be honest, folks, 30, 40 years from now, a lot of us, you know, we're going to be gone. We're going to be in the dust. And you're going to be a distant memory. And you're going to think to yourself, maybe I could have changed my life if I had had someone like this in my life, you know? And Marianne's the kind of person that can take you to the next level. And that's what we love about her, right? And so having mentorship like this is literally priceless. Now, this is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This is your new peer group. He's one of the founding members of my club. Now, he recently went out to Beverly Hills, took Martini out to dinner with a bunch of our members, bought them all flowers. I'm telling you, Luca, when you hang out with Tigran, he's not talking about the score on the football game. He's not talking about the Netflix series he spent 10 hours watching on a Sunday. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea, okay? This is your new peer group. This is Andrew Haynes, and here he is graduating from one of the highest executive training schools in Switzerland. This is our technical expert. He'll get on a phone call with you and explain to you any blockchain protocol, any gaming protocol, anything you need to know. This is your new peer group. This is Dr. Encore. He was working in medicine 4 years ago, took my Crypto and DeFi Academy, our 4-week course, graduated, took our Kings of DeFi, graduated, was the founding member of this investment club. We hired him a year ago to source our deals. He's one of the best in the world. Folks, this is your new peer group. You know, the crazy thing is I got 146 more of these people for you. Some of these people are so famous, I can't even use their name. Each one of them is here to push you so you create massive wealth for yourself and your family. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. There's no program like this out there, and it's only available to people we consider London Reelers. You're invited to this call tonight because you spent years watching us. You spent hours on our website. That's why you're here tonight, and it's not for anybody else. And this is our family. Here's some selfies I took behind the scenes at our crypto conferences. What you see is a bunch of people that love being together, love making a boatload of money, and changing the world forever. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement? We know it's true. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So get in the right room and pay to be in that right room. Martini, I always see everybody nodding their heads, and yet they won't spend a dime to get around the billionaires. They'll go hang out with Bob at the pub they've been seeing for 20 years and hope their life changes. What are you kidding me? You got to get rid of those people and ship in the new group, and that's how your life changes. I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. I teach people how to fish, all right? And that's why we created the investment club. Because back in 21, we did our first pre-sale investment, a company called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And I'll be honest with you, Malik, it freaked me out. It totally freaked me out. I had a random guy on a Zoom call. Afterwards, he said $100,000 in stable coins to this wallet. And I said, bro, you crazy? I don't even know who you are. My lawyer hasn't looked at the legal documents. And he said, your lawyer? You got 20 minutes. You're going to miss this deal. And he was right. And I thought, man, there's a bunch of cowboys out here. Here I am, Mr. Hotshot banker, Mr. MIT graduate. And this thing really freaked me out. And I was at a crossroads. I thought, well, wait a second. On one hand, this could create more wealth for the members of London Real than they ever dreamed of. On the other hand, it could lose them every dime they've ever made if they do it wrong. So what do I do? What do I do, right? And we thought, you know what? We're going to find a way to teach people how to do this properly. And we're going to make a boatload of money for our members and change the world with their wealth into their families and their communities. And I called up Martini, and we never looked back. And it's called the Investment Club, folks. It's application only. We open up 10 spaces a quarter. They're always gone. We are massively oversubscribed. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? No one's ever left. It's a lifetime program now, which is quite incredible, actually. We do weekly Zoom calls with top CEOs. We're now doing 2, 3, 4 a week. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin, no problem. We'll give you a full year of my Kings of DeFi. No charge. I've had people join this course with no crypto experience do their first deal in 2 weeks. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. Contact Martini and join us. I teach this remote in people about 30 different countries. And here's the syllabus. Module 1, I sent you earlier. What is a crypto pre-sale token? Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who here knows what a SAFT agreement is? Raise your hand. Not a single hand up. Folks, if you continue at this rate, then you are destined to a life of poverty. What's that expression? The definition of insanity is continuing the same behavior, expecting a different result. If you're not willing to educate yourself financially, then you're destined to stay in a poverty mindset. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens, right? I'm going to teach you this, and that's how the rich get richer. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to do due diligence on any company out there. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'm going to show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and how you can take your phone and scan QR codes and get deals back to the group in real time. Module 5, how do you nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And Module 6, what do you do with all the cash? It's going to be so much cash, you're not going to know what to do with it. I recommend you spend some, you save some, you put the rest back in these deals. This is our Telegram group. This is our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. We are oversubscribed. Martini's busy 24/7. Sometimes she can't even make these calls because she's talking to people who want to join the club now. We're seeing massive interest from the Middle East and massive interest from the West Coast and the East Coast of America with all of this new regulation. Massive interest. The investment in the mentorship, the education, the community, the deal flow for the next 10, 20, 30 years of your life is $50,000. And that gets you the hottest deals in the world. Now, look, I understand that's a significant amount of money. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it, but it gets you unlimited financial returns. What if that made you 50 million? Not a bad deal. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history, happening and ending now. And of course, those 2 special investment opportunities I showed you earlier, those are going to be gone probably another week. So you got to move fast. This is the deal we did last quarter that you missed. This is the SAFT agreement I talked about. Don't let it intimidate you. And that deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I mention another deal that you missed out on? Well, if you had stopped the procrastination and stopped the, yeah, but I could, but I can't, or all the things that are in your mind right now and put 10K on this deal, you would have paid for the course for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with Tigran and Marianne and me and all these billionaire founders for the next 10 years of your life. You'd get rich without even making a single investment. And yet most of all of you will talk yourself out of this. You'll be like that lion, watch another one go by, another one go by. But some of you are going to be so angry and you're going to say, you know what, to heck with this. I'm tired of this system. I'm tired of these bankers lying to me and these politicians lying to me and then printing my money all the time and telling me to stick my money in the mutual funds and they take my money. I'm going in and I'm going to take ownership of my life. Those people are the ones that deserve a brand new life. And you've seen our track record, folks. 20x in 20 days, a $5 million profit. Up 20x in the first day, a $4 million profit. Mochaverse 20x, Story up 22x, Cats up 14x, $1 billion fund up 4x. Folks, we have a track record of success. This is my pledge to my investment club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And at this point, it's going to be done in about 5. Folks, we got an amazing group of people. Each one of them are real people with real stories. And each one of these people actually filmed the video that will talk about how this was one of the most incredible decisions they've ever made in their life. If you go to londonreal.tv/club, you can watch every single one of these videos. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. Joe says the window of opportunity is closing quite quickly. You know he's right. You're about to miss this. This is Jerry. He's just honored to be part of the club, loves the vibe, loves the family. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. I mean, what's your excuse? What is your excuse? This woman is crazy busy. She's squeezed for money, and yet she pulled the trigger and did 13 deals. And that's why she's going to be wealthy, and you're still going to be thinking about it, watching them go by like the lion. This is Jens. How can you afford not to join us? It's a great question. You can't afford not to do this. 6 months from now, you'll look back and see what we're doing, and you'll be like, man, I missed it. This is Petya. She actually couldn't afford the investment club, and she joined anyways. And then she went and forced herself to find the money. And once she paid the 50K, she made 73 investments after that, $5,000 minimum. You do the math. She manifested that money in her life. She deserves the riches. Do you? I don't know. Depends on your next move. This is Chris, says the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. A lot of you know that Chris invests alongside his 14-year-old son, who puts $1,000 in a deal and dad puts $4,000 and they go in. They've been in on quite a few deals, and we love that. We got fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends. And this is what Chris said about the club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals, a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals. And that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
All right, we like Chris, feeling those vibes, right? Look, everybody in the club has great energy. They all want you to win, but they expect you to show up and create those millions of dollars for yourself. So make sure you do that. The energy in the group is amazing. We really support. We want everybody to win. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals will change your life forever. Remember that. Do you have one in your portfolio? Why not? That's my question. Why not? Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. You've missed most of it. You're about to miss it. Every day you're not invested is a day you're losing. I can teach you early stage investing now. What I teach you, you're going to use the rest of your life. Remember what I said, liquid tokens and equity, the stuff you can buy from an exchange right now, they have limited gains. Somebody like me has already taken 50x out of one of those tokens. You have to go early stage. You have to go pre-sale. And of course, this is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. I know people like Dan Tapiero. If you asked him to get access to all his deals and for him to teach you how to invest for the next 10, 20 years for a lousy 50K, he would throw you out of his office. He wouldn't do it for 500 grand. No chance. So this really is incredible. And yes, it's a significant investment. I get it, but it gives you unlimited financial returns. And of course, now thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. For $10,000 a month for 6 months, you get in. What does that mean? You pay $10K in tuition, then you take $5K and put it to each one of those two deals I showed you, Singularity and Crypto Nights. You get tokens within 30 to 60 days, and you're back in the business with liquidity. Folks, that only happens now. That was not possible 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 24 months ago. That will not be possible 6 months from now. It's only now. Or you can watch those things go by like the line. Just take it easy, you can, for the next 5 years. It's up to you. But this gets you the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about paying to get in the right room. But again, probably none of you will do this. Who you're surrounding yourself with has a bigger effect on your wealth than the actions you take. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress it. Get in a room full of winners. Get out of your current group of people that you're probably too lazy to break out of, right? It's too comfortable. You feel guilty, blah, blah, blah. But if you really want to do something with your life, you got to get around new people. Folks, book a call with Martini if you want to join. If this looks interesting to you, have this conversation. She's spoken with thousands of people. She can figure out if this is right for you or not. Maybe it isn't, but there's only one way to find out. But whatever you do, please respect her time and only book a call if you are serious about joining. She's busy with people all around the world, and we want to respect her time. And of course, you can right now jump into our 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy. This will really get you quickly along speed. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. Again, 8 hours of live calls with me. You get our online e-learning platform, my triple tiered accountability system, coaches, team leaders, you name it. It really is an amazing deal. And you're pre-approved to buy right now, LeonardReal.tv/buy. Don't think, pull out the plastic, type in the digits. I guarantee you, you will have an incredible experience with us. And I'll text you right away, get you the bonuses, show you the deals, everything immediately. Folks, what is your why? That's what I want to know. And for me, every time I have a tough day, every time I'm faced with a stressful decision, every time I feel like I want to quit or give up or make an excuse, I just look at the picture of these boys and I think, you know what? No, they're worth it. They're what's important. And I'm going to protect and provide for them no matter what happens. Who are you looking out for? What is your why? If you're faced with a difficult decision, maybe about this program, just think about it. What do you want their future to be? More of the same, worse than it is today, because the world is getting worse? Or do you want to be able to provide anything that they want? Do you want to be able to protect them with all of your resources? The decisions you make now will determine your future. And there's no do-overs here, folks. So please consider this. And of course, this is the video I promised you at LeonardReal.tv/bonus. It'll show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. Give that a watch. Come join us on one of our calls on Monday or Thursday. Speak to Martini and come in for the big win. And of course, you can check out those live calls at LeonardReal.tv/club call. And folks, I'd love to answer some questions for you. Thank you all. Was that helpful to everybody here? Did you get something out of that? I really appreciate you all being here. Cameras on. Send me any questions here in the chat for DMs. I'd love to really talk to you and find out what you need. We've got Martini here. She's talking to people all the time. Martini, I always love to get your thoughts on what you think that people want to know and what you're hearing from other people as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian, and it was good to see everybody on the line here. And hopefully, you were able to take away just a few gems that Brian dropped today that you are able to implement into your everyday life, right? And especially when it comes to your investments. And Brian was right. I have spoken to well over a couple of thousand people from all over the world here who are wanting to join us inside of the investment club. And what I found with a common thread is that everyone has a dream, everybody has a vision, everyone has an intention, and everyone wants to plant seeds for a better future for the next generation, right? And so, one thing that I've noticed is that it takes money to be able to do all of that, right? And so, when we take a look at what we're doing in the investment club, is we are investing in early stage companies that are here to change the world. But the beauty of early stage investing is that it allows you to be able to gain that exponential wealth, to be able to do all the things that you want to do, the things that you hope to do, as well as to be able to provide and protect for your loved ones as well. So if you are looking into investing in these early stage companies and you're looking at different options, right? One thing that I love about money is money allows us to have options. And in order to have those options and to order to have the money to be able to have those options, you've got to invest, right? And so if you are looking into exploring the option of investing in these early stage companies, we want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to check out the investment club page. And that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the investment club is all about, what we stand for, where we see ourselves going together as a community over the next 10 years. And you'll also be able to take a look at the caliber of companies that we have invested in since the day we started. What I recommend doing is jotting down a few notes and a few questions. So by the time that you do get on the line with me, the call will definitely run a lot smoother. All right. And so the next step is when you are ready to pull the trigger, as Brian always says, and join us now and start investing alongside us now. The very next thing is for you to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious, and serious means you are ready to join us now and start investing alongside us now. But you just got to get some questions answered. And I'll have a couple of questions for you too, which is mainly just about your intention and how we can best support you on the inside. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And then, of course, the last thing here, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the investment club is, and you can definitely sense his enthusiasm because he definitely loves this community here. And but we want you to be able to experience us in real time. So every Monday and Thursday of every single week, we have our live call, our live investment club calls, where we have CEOs coming to pitch their companies over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get together with all of our amazing members. We've got well over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different income levels, and really just different perspectives. So it really just is a reminder all the time that we do not have to do this alone. You don't have to figure it out alone because you've got a community there to support you every single step of the way. So that last link there inside of the chat is for you to go ahead and join us live. So guys, just whatever it is that you decide to do, please understand that you have options. You don't have to keep doing things the same way over and over again. You don't have to figure out investing all by yourself. Let us support you in that. Jump in, join us in the investment club, and we hope to see you on the inside soon. Back to you, Brian.
All right, great stuff. Give it up for Martini, everybody. She's in there, covers all aspects of the investment club. When you talk to her, you're going to get every answer you need possible. I just want to say it's great to have everybody here. Luca, I sent you a DM. Malik, great to see you. Ms. Magoo, nice to see you, and Dee as well. And Nils, obviously great seeing you and great having you in the Crypto and DeFi Academy. And Mark, always good to see you as well. Mark's a grad from our Crypto and DeFi Academy. So great to have everybody here, folks. Look, the next 60 days are going to be crazy. We're going into something called altcoin season. And again, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but if you ever just quickly go to CoinMarketCap on the front page, you're going to see the altcoin season index right there on the top. And if you see this page here, you see this altcoin season index, which is 52 out of 100 right here that I'm kind of going over on the top. What does that mean? That means out of the top 100 cryptos, 52 of those, all these in the green, including one of our investments, by the way, IP, which is up 100% right now. Not that we're bragging, are now outperforming Bitcoin. When this gets into be 70, 75, a lot of these investments in here are going to go crazy. I'm talking 10x from where they are now. And all of the coins that we invested in are starting to go 10x, 20x, 30x. If you wait until this is 75, it's too late. And we had a great question yesterday, Martini, from Frank in our Crypto and DeFi Academy. And he said, okay, Brian, when it hits 75, then I sell my Bitcoin and I buy altcoins. And I said, no, that's too late. Because at that point, all the altcoins have exploded and you're buying the highs. You got to do that basically now because we're right around in the 50s. And there's still time to get in on these token prices before they go up. And when they go up, it's going to be up and violent, and then you're going to have to get out as well. And that's why you need a community around us. Folks, we're perfectly timed for this. This is the perfect platform to do that. And there's still time to get invested. But of course, you can't be the lion and watch it all go by. You got to pull the trigger. So get involved. The next 60 days are crucial. A lot of money is going to be made. A lot of money is going to be missed. And then a lot of money is going to be lost because people don't know when to sell, and we know when to sell as well. So that's the plan. I appreciate everybody being here. Talk to Martini. Come join us on our Monday call at 7 p.m. UK time and watch our Shark Tank. It's going to be amazing. And you'll really get the vibe and see what's going on there. And that's it, folks. I just want to say thank you so much. If you're on this call, it means you're being super proactive and you're at a great part in history where you know, don't take the knowledge and don't do anything with it. That's all I would say. All right. Until then, we'll see you on the inside. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all of you. Have a good one. Bye.
The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission?
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics.
I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways.
I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals.
Just go in, bam, 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 bam.
This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals.
Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time.
I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business.
No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking.
If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.